Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. I want to talk to you guys about something that we don't talk much about, and that is, hold on, emotional check-in. I feel really good. I slept last night. Things were great. Sleeping's good. Sleeping is awesome, and it really does play a role in my mental health, let me tell you. I only woke up twice last night, and I feel really good. Rolling with the subject. So since I bought a house, even before then, I have been worrying about investing, assets versus liabilities, and things like that. I talked to my friend, we chatted, we talked about life insurance. So from my understanding, at the minimum you should have about 3 times the amount of your house. So that is like the options that I'm looking for in life insurance right now. Currently, I had a very small life insurance policy of $185,000 when I was in San Diego, but now I need to up that. And because of my medical history, because I'm being blamed for being hit by a car, and I'm being blamed for taking an antibiotic prescribed to me that messed up my tendons, my muscles, my ligaments, my mind. So that all that stuff plays against me. I'm being blamed for all those things, so it lowers the amount I can get and it drives up the cost. So I'm looking for a no medical insurance policy, because like you don't need to do the medical get your checkup or whatnot. So I'm looking for that now, because why am I paying $200 and like how much was I paying? I think I was paying like $123 for $185,000. But I can get a $400,000 policy for $78 non-medical. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, why not? And they still let you go up to $1 million on this place. I think it's called Amica, AMICA, just in case you're interested. Because in our community, we don't really talk about investing, life insurance, and stuff like that. Assets versus liabilities. And I feel like it's a really good topic for us, because honestly, people don't know. Like, people think I'm investing in Jordans, and yes, you can sell them, and yes, they don't really, well, they can appreciate, but a lot of times no, and it's a lot of money that you could be rolling into an investment. A nice place to start off, if you have no experience with investing, is an app called Robinhood. You will get a free stock, and it can be worth like anything from a penny to $1,000 or something like that. And you start learning how the stock market is played. I invested in Roku early on because I bought a Roku, and within a couple weeks it had went up $30. And I feel like it's a nice little safe way to invest. And honestly, I don't know where people's minds are when it comes to like where they're at as far as cars, but they depreciate as soon as you get off the lot. So I would just get a certified used if I was in that situation, because ooh, y'all know my breathing. A certified used, because it's really not gonna appreciate in value. It's gonna just continuously go down. So I would just go for a certified used car and save your coins. Just make sure you get a nice little extended warranty on it, and get you some coverage, full coverage at best, while you're paying for it. If you want to switch to liability afterwards, then that's completely up to you. I stick with full coverage the entire time, because at least you can get some coinage back if something should happen once you pay it off. What else? Definitely think about investing in land. I've watched several videos on how to get a property without getting a mortgage and stuff like that, without putting a whole bunch of money in. There's so many videos on that, And we're trying to build great nations out here. We're trying to leave stuff behind. I always tell Kevin to think in terms of not only us, not only our kids, but their kids and their kids' kids. So we're looking after 3 generations after us, and that's how we're supposed to determine how we make financial moves. So that is exactly what I want all of us to think about. Not only you, not only your kids, but the future kids. Even if you have little 5-year-olds, think about their kids in the future and their kids' kids. So that you're building wealth, you always have that in mind, that you're building wealth and keeping them, keeping money in your family. Because what tends to happen is we pass away, we don't have life insurance, and our kids are left with those burdens of taking care of whatever bills. We're going to focus on getting debt free. Anyone that has debt, like I accumulated a lot of medical debt when I got here, so I have to devise a plan on how to tackle this debt. And I'm just focusing on getting out of debt. I go through my amortization chart for the house, and I figure out like what my payments will look like. I go on the mortgage calculator and do stuff like that, and I'm trying to get out of debt, pay off this mortgage, live a life of freedom, because we're all in shackles as long as we have debt. And people like go through life swiping credit cards. I was one of them. I don't now. But go through life swiping credit cards, and yes, you get money, something like right away, but the way I ended up looking at life is if I can't pay cash for it, then I can't afford it. You know what I mean? So that's how we go through life now, paying cash for everything. So if you can't pay cash, then you can't afford it, is my motto. I was talking to my friend. She has wealth for another generation, and but she's studied like swiping her card, and I'm like, she is saying like to another guy, like, he doesn't even have a credit card and this and that. And I was like, well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with not having credit cards. There's really not. You can save up $50 here. If you want a new TV, save it up. It's not a necessity. You know what I mean? Just have what Dave Ramsey says is have $1,000 in your emergency fund. So you build up your emergency fund, and then you build up sinking funds. Sinking funds are like things for me. I have to have a sinking fund for my dog because he's always sick. So it's not something that comes out of nowhere. Every month we're at the vet. A sinking fund for groceries. You're always going to have them. So if you spend $400 a month on groceries, you put that in your envelope, and that's your grocery money, and you live within those means, not out. Now, there's a problem with me and groceries. The way my family eats, we go through groceries really fast. So I'm always over budget in the grocery category. Another category would be car repairs, like things like we're gonna come up like, what is it called, registration, insurance is automatic. I don't know about for everybody, but for us. So you put like things for repairs and registration in an envelope, save up every month. You divide, say your thing is $120 a month, you put $10 away a month, and by the end, when it's time, you take that money out the envelope and you go pay. So it's just little things like that you save up for on a monthly basis, because things are going to happen. Sometimes you might not have enough in a category, so you might have to take from another category, balance it out, pay yourself back. But as long as it's not going on a credit card is the goal. You know what I mean? So getting out of debt is important, and it really takes those shackles off. So I just want you guys to think about it. Keep in mind that there is freedom in the end. So that's another thing. Another thing is building up an emergency fund. That would be what he considers baby step 3, I believe. And yeah, so 1 is saving up the $1,000. 2 is paying off your debts. 3 is the emergency fund. So 3, you calculate your expenses for 3 to 6 months. If I were you, I would go the 6. And you multiply that by whatever. So I don't know how much mine are. I think it was around almost $4,000 a month in expenses when we were doing it in San Diego. So I'm gonna try again to do it here. I'm not on that step yet, so I'm not really like futuristically thinking about it yet, because I'm just trying to pay my debt and do my emergency fund. But yeah, so 3 to 6 months of expenses. It's not like, it's just everything, your utilities, rent / mortgage, all that stuff rolled into one, and then you see like whether or not, I mean, you multiply it and you see how much that you need for a 3 to 6 month period. That stays into savings, and then it goes on from there. Right now I'm just gonna stop there, because as far as what the baby steps are, but definitely look up Dave Ramsey and see the steps that you're supposed to take in order to become financially free. Because man, we're out here busting our A's at work when we can just be hunkered down, not spend for a few years, maybe depending on how much debt. I'm thinking 2 to 3, and pay it all off, and then be done with that and live a life of freedom. Now my house is probably going to be on there, and I believe that's somewhere around baby step 6, but I'm trying to pay it off early, so once I get rid of the debt, that money can roll into the mortgage and the emergency fund. So that's the goal here. We're making money moves. That's what we need to do, because y'all, we need to really take care of ourselves financially in our community. It's something that a lot of people are not taught, so we just gotta learn from one another. I read a lot of books on finance. There's one called Be Sensible. I really like that book, and I'll show you guys when I get back, because I have a ton. I'm learning how to like buy foreclosures and make them a rental property. Like, I'm up here trying to learn a lot of stuff, you know, and trying to do it with a little bit of money. Y'all know I ain't balling, so we're just gonna make money moves and get our mental health under control, make money moves. Like, we gonna do it real big up in here in 2020. And we're starting now though. Don't wait till 2020. Starting now. I don't care if you've got to put $5 away, as long as you're going towards something. Because a lot of us feel like we don't have money left over, but like my friend's like, I don't have money at the end of the day. Well, you do, but you're making a choice to spend it on other things like smoking or Starbucks. And once we took off those 2 things, she found $600 a month. So, you know what I mean? That stuff is lost because you're just throwing it out there and you're so used to it. But like me, we rarely eat out. But like I mentioned before, grocery is a big spender for us. I've got 2 grown men, a daughter that picks that food, and then if I'm taking collagen, which I take twice a day, it boosts my metabolism and makes me want to eat more. So yeah, y'all, we be eating. But yeah, so if you guys have any ideas or what are your money saving strategies, let me know in the comments, because we're trying to make these moves. If you have any questions, you want to discuss anything, y'all know I'm here, and you will see me in the next video. I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and you'll see me later. Bye.